So have you ever considered what kind of parent you are? Maybe you're the protective parent or the strict parent. Maybe you're the parent who just doesn't want to let go. Maybe you're just the opposite and you're ready to bask in that empty nest. Well, regardless of what type of parent you are, there's one thing for sure, and that's being a good parent requires your attention all the time. And the same can go for pet parents. Just like regular parenting, your pet parenting style may affect your pet's health. So joining us today to explain is pet expert Julia Szabo. Julia, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Jimmy.
Now, you're going to help us determine what kind of a pet parent we are.
Absolutely. You know, there's really basically two kinds of pet parents, so everybody falls into one of these two categories. The first is the spoiler, and we've all recognized the spoiler. The spoiler will make homemade dog food, homemade biscuits, will fill the dog water bowl with filtered water, maybe even bottled water, who knows, maybe even sparkling water, and they'll have dozens, if not hundreds of dog toys, even just for one dog. Now, the minimalist, on the other hand, has no problem buying food from the supermarket or filling the dog water bowl with tap water or maybe having at most 3 to 5 dog toys that are really, you know, good and durable. But, you know, regardless of what type of pet parent we are, I think we can all relate to the idea that we never have enough time to spend with our pets because we're always so busy.
Really, can my pet parenting affect my pet's health?
Yes, it absolutely can, because the reality is we're all so pressed for time that we sometimes let a couple of things slide. But on the plus side, we can be proactive and save ourselves time and money.
Okay.
And the very first way that you can do that is to go to your vet. Now, the summer vet checkup is really, really critical, especially now, because there's a brand new product that only your vet knows about because only he or she can give you the prescription. And it's a flea tick treatment that actually lasts 12 whole weeks. Now, this is unprecedented. Other flea tick treatments, you know, last a month, okay? And you have to, it's another chore that you have to do every single month.
Right.
But with this one, it's called Bravecto, and it's from Merck Animal Health, and it's available now. And basically, your whole summer is taken care of.
So we mentioned earlier that being a pet parent requires all of our attention all of the time. But we're coming summertime, and that really kind of affects what parents do, doesn't it?
Well, absolutely. You know, the kids are home from school, so you have a lot less time, right, to spend. So that's why a product like this or anything at all that you can do to save time, again, without cutting corners, but save time, is going to be great. Now, another thing to do is hydration.
Right.
Make sure that your dog is properly hydrated, and that means keeping the water bowl. It doesn't matter what kind of water, okay? You can use Perrier, you can use tap water, but you got to keep it full. Now, here's something people don't really realize is that plastic, okay, heats up in the summer. And plastic is going to give off an odor, and it's going to make the water taste bad to some dogs.
Okay.
And some dogs are just going to stop drinking. So then they're going to become dehydrated. You're going to have a health issue on your hands. So with a simple switch out of plastic to stainless steel or ceramic or even a glass bowl that you repurpose from your kitchen, that's going to make sure that Spot drinks her water and you won't have a problem, and it's going to taste better too, and it'll actually stay cooler. Another thing you want to remember is to keep your dog groomed, because you don't want to saddle your dog with a winter coat in this hot weather, right? So a lot of people think, oh, that means I'm just going to shave down the dog, but that's not really the solution, because then the dog feels very exposed and naked, and also they are vulnerable to sunburn, because dogs get sunburn just like we people do.
Yeah.
So something you want to do is go and hunt down a de-shedding tool. And these are professional quality tools. You can get them at any pet store. And they're terrific because they're going to thin out the coat, make it lighter, right, by a few pounds, and still protect the skin. And you're going to have a very, very happy doggy.
Okay, Julie, let me ask you this. We all know that exercise is important.
Yeah.
But just like you said, my little furry buddy has got a fur coat on, and we're talking heat, and we're talking humidity. What can I do?
Well, you know what? If you're going for a hike or you're going for a run, make sure to bring your, Nalgene bottle of water and share it with your dog. There's all sorts of terrific little travel collapsible bowls, made
Right.
of materials. You can just stick it in your pack or in your pocket, and make sure to take a break and a rest stop, and give your dog water. Keep him hydrated at all times.
Right, all the time. Pet expert Julia Szabo,
That's
thank
the
you
way to do it.
so much for joining us this afternoon. Great talking to you. Now, if you would like to read more about what Julia just had to say, including more on the pet parenting styles, just go to WWOC.com and click on our picture right there at the top of the page. Something you should know, Merck Animal Health says Bravecto does have the possibility of causing some adverse reactions. Among the most common recorded in clinical trials: vomiting, decreased appetite, diarrhea, and lethargy. Of course, if you have any questions about the product, contact your veterinarian first before giving it to your pet. Well, maybe you don't have any furry babies yet. Well, how about if we take care of that this afternoon? Delmarva Sean Stryker is at the Talbot County Humane Society in Easton, hanging out with a new few fur balls that would just love to be yours. Sean?
Jimmy, check out these cuties. This is Wyatt and this is Vivian, and they're looking for a home. Coming up, I'll tell you where you can go to pick them up.
A little cutie just like that. I'm not talking about Sean Stryker. A little cutie just like that's not the only way to your heart. How about what we're making in the kitchen? We've got a recipe that first hit the scene in the 2000s. Brown butter pasta. That is a little later on Delmarva Life. But first, Delmarva Life is all about community. And that includes your community. Is there something going on in your neighborhood that we would love to hear about? We'd like to see the pictures. Send the information our way, along with any pictures you have. You can reach us at comments@delmarvalife.com or like us on Facebook and share the information there. Delmarva Live. We'll be right back.